Oh, okay. That's recording now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jeez. Really cool. Yeah, you know, sitting here thinking, looking at this is the picture I'm looking at. This came down, and that's the way it was a long time ago. There's Bear Butte, there's the valley, and sacred points, sacred places, the spirits. Those are all the things you needed. You didn't need anything else. You didn't have fancy things when they went and prayed like that. Today, boy, you got to lug everything, camp and all. And it's really to the point of being desecrating now of the true intention of prayer, what it is to be one with everything. That's a powerful moment, but we're not there. We as a Oyate, as a people, there's too much attachments to things, uh, man-made things and whatever those things are out there, spiritual things or new age stuff. Or the one thing that I notice is that we're not doing is we're throwing down prayers, yeah, prayers. People are saying that. It's easier said than done, as my grandma would say, because you don't believe in it. You have to dedicate yourself. And I'm sitting here remembering something that Foolscrow said many, 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 many years ago. I was a young girl in Pine Ridge at his Sundance. And he talked about prayer, what it meant. What does prayer mean to people? And that's interesting because prayer is considered to be just church, Prayer is just to be considered to be like conditioned. It's a condition. It's a state of where you are at that moment. Because someone tells you to pray, you pray. Long time ago, when we were at Sundance, he went to in front of everyone. We were in that Sundance Arbor, and there was something coming in. He said, something was coming in to challenge us. So he said to clear our minds. Clear our minds. We had to be hollow bones. We had to get rid of all our thoughts, other worries. In other words, what we were standing there, oh, I got to have gas money to go home, oh, I got to have this and that to go home. Oh, I got to put up food at camp so they can eat. You had to stop all of those things and be still with your mind and your heart and your spirit. We don't put spirit in our belief anymore. We just are conditioned to. And he told us to stop doing that, to be still. Wajinajina. Quit thinking. Wiyukchashni. Don't be thinking and worried about other things that you can't do right now. Stand still. Be still. Put that spirit in a calm way. Put that spirit in a way that it was still and it was calming to you, and let it be. You're in this place of prayer. Be in the place of your prayer and feel from that spirit, from that prayer, all things inside you. My grandma told me, she said, Hechano hantash, huhuki ni taki waglula se hechen, nihinchinkte. Wah wah, najia, wah wah, Wiyaŋgapi Wahwa. Wahe. Yanajik dehecha. Which means is that if she was telling me that to stand still inside myself, stand still and make the bone still, where there is no movement inside my bone, like little worms, like little waglulas, which means like little bugs inside my bone. Let it go. Stop it. Push it out, she would say. Push it out. And she touched my head, the back of my head. Feel the warmth, feel that energy come into those bones and take those waglulas out. That's sickness, she said. That's sickness that we take on, that's not ours. And it's inside our bones. And so she said to feel that warmth, put that warmth through every part of our bone. Think of nothing else but that warmth, heat. And go into that heat. Feel it. Feel it. And I remembered this. I think I was about 8 when that happened. Because something was coming into the arbor. Something was coming into the arena. Something was coming to attack us. There's always that, even at Sundance. You always have that challenge, was what my grandpa told me. And Grandpa Fool's Crow always said, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Igluia, get ready. So when you are being attacked or something comes at you, you will know what to do then. Because that hollow spirit that's in you, that sacred spirit that's in you is going to know how to respond and to react and to know, to deliver what is necessary to push that challenge away. We all stood in that arbor that day. He told us to believe, to let go of everything that worried us, to let go of all the things that we know, of thinking, of knowing, of doing. Let it go. It's not ours. We have no control over that. He told us that. He said, focus on that prayer. Every word of your prayer, focus on that. Be that. Be that prayer. Become that prayer. And there was some powerful things seen in that center when that happened. And yeah, we were challenged. We were challenged. We could hear all kinds of things. I heard dogs fighting. I heard somebody really wickedly laughing. A laugh. I heard thunder coming in, hitting the ground and shaking our ground so we could not be standing. We could fall. If we fell, we had to stand a certain way so we could balance ourselves as the earth was moving. The ground was shaking. Many things we saw. Spiritually, I guess you could say. But if it was spiritually, how come we felt it? How come we seen it? How come we went through it if it was spiritually, if it was really not real? That's the question. We're not there yet. We're not believing. Our belief is broken. Our belief has been bought and paid for. Our belief has been stood upon and stomped on and everything. So when we say it, we ourselves don't even believe it. When we say, yeah, we'll check you. Mm-mm. And many people, the other thing that he taught us is never to pray in fear. He told us that day. He told us that day. Never to pray in fear. of anything. And he asked us something. He said, why are you afraid of Wakantlanka? Why are you afraid of him? Why are you afraid of his helpers? If you believe so strongly, then why do you pray in fear? And I was like, I looked at my grandma and she was just put her hand on my head, and she just made me look straight ahead, and I was looking at focused on the Sundance pole. And the Sundancers weren't out. They were all sitting on the side praying. They were on the side with their pipes under the arbor, sitting under their area with their pipes, and they were praying. They looked like stones. When I looked at them, they were like stones. I remember that clearly now. He said, why do you do prayer in fear? Why do you pray only when you want something? Why can't your whole life be a prayer? Why are you always angry and bitter? You're not a hollow bone when you're that way. When you hold animosity to someone else, when you hold anger at someone else, when you hold any of these negative emotions towards someone else, then that's not, your prayer goes as far as the breath. Oh, it's heard, he says. They hear your prayer, but it's got to be, what is your true intention? What is in your heart? What is in your body, your physical being, the hollow bone? And that's where I learned a lot about prayer that day. What prayer really means. You have to let go of everything within yourself. It has to have no meaning in your life at all, whatsoever. So I've come to a conclusion now. I've had a dream, I've had a vision of one question, one sacred question. Are you willing to die? When you look at it that way, it puts a different perspective on it. Are you willing to die? For what your true belief is as a hollow bone. We take for granted this body. We take for granted this, where we're at. And we gather things that we based on our desires, based on our wants. My grandma used to say something. So when you die, are you going to take that with you? Is that going to go with you? Boy, you're going to really be lugging all kinds of stuff up there to the woman at the crossroads. And she's going to laugh at you. That's the part that I think about, and I visualize something. I was like, oh boy, you're not going to take that with you. You're not even going to probably remember it by the time you get up to her. Of all the things that you've had, the only memory you're going to have is what she puts before you. And when she puts those things before you, and you look into her quilling, you'll see your life on that robe. The truth. But you know you're not going to have no emotions You're going to have a lot of memory. Is that what you're going to leave behind you? What are you leaving behind you? We've been taught to pray. Easier said than done. Because a long time ago, when they prayed, they meant it. Today, it's not like that. We're stingy with ourselves. That's what my grandma would say. I could just hear her. You're stingy with yourself when you go out there and pray and then you gather up all your stuff. Because I had an aunt that was like that. I was like, oh my gosh. She'd go down by the river and they'd pray. Everybody puts their things out, their medicines or whatever, and put it in the river. When you're following somebody, this is what she said, you don't have no tawachi, you don't have no will, no intention in the will to do something on your own, naturally. Instead, you're following. Somebody put tobacco in the river. Yeah, you put tobacco in the river. Is that the true? Is that truly coming from you? No. It's just an action that you followed someone else. So there's no true intention in the will to do something of honesty and truth and be true to that. That's what my grandpa Fool's Crow was teaching. The prayer. Let go. That's our problem today. Why we are doing all these things against, they're hurting Mother Earth. Well, Mother Earth is energy. Sky is energy. We believe that. But people, do you really believe that? Because it's very evident that we're just going over and over and over, doing the same thing over again. Now here we are, standing again, asking for help, but they want to be warriors. They want to stand up and fight and be a warrior. But there again is the question, are you ready to die? Because wanting to stand up and be a warrior is one thing. The warriors long ago were true warriors. Today, no. That's the sad part. We're conditioned. We're conditioned and reconditioned and all kinds of conditions we live by now. And we're used to it. We're adapted to it now. We're the followers. We're not the leaders no more. We're not the individual that can say, okay, the individual part of within our culture is sacred. We're not that. We're not that. Because we can't make up our true mind, which is a spiritual intention. So we're at that apex again. We're fighting amongst ourselves. We need to go back to that one way. And I always say this when I speak to people. I would ask that our allies, our friends, our relatives that are non-natives to stand back. Stand aside, stand back. Allow us to have our time now. Allow us to have our true prayer Today, there is no medicine man. There is no chief. There is no warriors. There is no true Oyate anymore. It's gone. And that was a prophecy. That the land will be speckled, it is said. The land will be speckled with here and there and here with non-natives. And they'll be like ants all over the earth. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they start building their mounds? How are you going to act? We've lost our courage. We've lost our will, our true will. As Lakota, Dakota, Nakota. We can easily say it. It can slip off our tongue. But to actually be it and live it day to day, it's not there. We're far removed from it. We're influenced. We're controlled. And you know the truly, truly sad part about the whole thing is we like it. We like it. We thrive on it. Sad. Sad. We used to be able to go to each other's house. Long time ago. Take food, visit, encourage each other, help each other, sweep the floor, do the dishes. We used to be able to do that. I remember that as a little girl growing up. I used to go see my grandma, shooting bear. Or my grandma, grindstone over here. I used to go out riding on my horse. My grandma give me a bunch of stuff. Here, take this to your kunshi, your uji. Take this to her. She's little chi. She's going to be hungry. I take a bunch of bundles on horseback and go up there. Sure enough, my grandma's happy. Yeah, my sister and my auntie remembered me. She's just happy. So I go over and, come on, sit down, Yotaka. So, how you doing? First thing. Greeting. Techichila. I love you, she'd say. Come on in. Danyahi, it's good you came, she'd say. Yotaka. She'd make me tea, dark tea. Oh my God, that was strong tea. Oh my gosh, but I'd be, this is really good. Oh gee, this is what's that. Lila, what's that? Uh-huh. She'd give me little bread. So I'd dunk it. I'd eat it. She'd tell me, oh, so-and-so came over today. Gosh, they're in a hurry all the time. So after they left, I really had to smudge. She said, I don't want to be in a hurry. She said. I just laugh at her, and I was just sitting there. I was like, holy, really? She said, Ata. Well, Glula said, like those little ants and bugs, they came in here after they fly in and fly out. She said, I'm not like that. She said, I don't see things like that. She said, so Ata, I really had to calm down and take that nihinchia, which is a nervous energy, out. She said, I didn't want it. Daku, why are they nervous? What did they do wrong? Did they do something wrong? I used to sit there and said, yeah, that would be something you would think of first things. That's what that means to an elder. When you come in, Nihincha, what are you hiding? Why can't you be sitting down and have tea and saka bread? You know? Enjoy it. Enjoy that strong tea because they made it for you. Enjoy that little hard bread because they made it for you. And be happy. Instead of trying to bring all your woes and troubles to them. And Grandma says, so how's your horses? Oh, they're good. They're really good. I said, I free roamed them today and opened it. Oh, they're open out, open range. Oh, well, you better watch those trucks they put that road through, so they might get hurt. Yeah, I know. I'm watching them. I trained them where they're fed a certain way so they don't go too far from that. And then they got the creek right there. Oh, good. Yeah, your grandpa's going to go and get that truck fixed. And then we're going to go into town and get some groceries. So we'll take this with us when we go. So your food, the food you brought. I said, okay. Tell Auntie I'm coming out this weekend. So I'm bringing all that material for those star quilts. Like that. There's a memorial. So-and-so's memorial is coming up. So I'm bringing her those things so she can work on that. Okay. Yeah, that person was a good person. They used to always do this and this. And she remembers that individual that they're having an honoring for. Gee, so-and-so. And they go through that lifeline of that individual. She remembers. But you sit and listen. And you remember, you go to that memorial and you remember what she said about that family. What they did long time ago. How they survived. Yeah, they're originals from the Battle of Little Bighorn. They're lying right there. And they know what happened in the Battle of Little Bighorn. And she'll sit there and she'll tell you. This individual that was a World War II veteran. So she said, I'm making a flag. I'm designing a flag. And she'd go and show me the pictures she drew out. She had little crayons. She got crayons and she drew a flag. Wow, Grandma, that's really good. Yeah, I put it out there, so I'm going to make a flag. So that one there is going to go to so-and-so. So they're sitting there. It was all about respect, and it was all about honor. Honoring that individual's deeds. It was about honoring that individual and that Tiwa, that family, where they came from. They were from the Battle of Little Bighorn. To honor that. That descendancy, that what they did in the battle was very prominent. So we could live. So we could be here today. We don't do that no more. We don't sit still and you go to someone's house and, why, what do you want? What are you doing here? Oh, I'm not going to be home, so I got to go. I got a conference or I got this and that to go to. So I won't be home. Oh, you're stingy with yourself. Okay, you be that way. You stay that way. Stay over there and be stingy with your home, with your spirit, your human self. And I hope whatever it is you're looking for, you find it. Because you will in that state of mind. It's okay. A lot of that's happening now. And these young ones, that's what they learn now. Out in that big world. They learn to be stingy with themselves. But yet, oh, I want to know this and I want to know that. Didn't even earn it. Did not earn it. Well, that's my thoughts for today, because I seen a picture today of something very powerful, very old and ancient, very brought back memories of Grandpa Fool's Crow and his Sundance in Pine Ridge and what he talked about prayer. what he talked about, believing what you have to do. When you walk this way, when you live this way, you don't just say it. Yeah, we need help. But I think we need to get on our own people first. Because as my grandma would say, they're lazy. They're lazy. You're lazy in your mind. You're lazy with yourself. You're stingy with yourself. You're stingy with all the things you have. You're gathering all this stuff together. But are you going to take it with you to when you die? No. Well, I want to give something to my children. Oh, so they can fight over it. So they can argue over it. So they can be stingy themselves with the things that you gave them. So it perpetuates all of that. It just continues. Iglata, you have to. That was one of the taboos of our laws. We never iglata. We never brag about ourselves, or we never brag about this or that. We keep it to ourselves. That's the interesting part about all of this. My grandfather, one bull, when he died, he didn't have nothing. He had old raggedy clothes. He cooked from a little tripod for himself. He didn't have nothing. He gave everything away. He made this comment that somebody recorded. He said, when I go to Wankantanka, I want to be able to stand truly in front of him and tell him, this is me. I have nothing here. I have nothing. You know, and that's really the interesting thing. You know, when I heard that from my uncle, I always visualized what that meant. But then I seen pictures of my grandpa too. People would have said he was an impoverished man. He was in poverty. No. He gave everything away. He didn't want nothing. So he could stand freely as a true person, true spirit in front of the one that created him, with no marks on him. Nothing to cause him to come back again. He didn't want none of that. You know, we don't sit and today we sit and we have to plan this, plan that. We gotta sit and, you know, I will say this, what that meant when he said, I stand before you. This, he even gave up all of us. And you have to. You have to let go of your own relatives, blood relatives, your own people, your own immediateness. Because even them, they can hang on to you. Even them, they can hold you back. You have to let go of them. And that was the interesting part. How do you do that when you're taught to, you know, take care of this family, that family member, you know, blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to do all these things. But when it comes to that moment, you're supposed to let everyone go. When you prepare your death song, they say, when you prepare your journey, you let them go. You forget about them. And I thought about that. Yeah. When you go on that other side, and I've seen it from several members of my own family. I don't want to see you. I don't want to know you. And that hurts in a physical self. But they're getting prepared to go on the other side. To be truly free. To be able to stand before their Creator freely, with no attachments. That's the interesting part, is to let go of your people, let go of your family, let go of your immediate family. But I guess as you get older, you have these kinds of knowings, knowledge. Someone said and wrote about this picture of these spiritual beings, spiritual men, is that we need to educate. No. Well, this is how I see it. No, we're not going to educate. We've done that. It's gotten us nowhere. We're done educating. We need to stop and look at our true spiritual people within our people, within our Oyate. And we need to look at their example. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a Sundance chief or if it's somebody that gave you a pipe. Our pipestone area is depleted now. Just like what those grandmas said one time. They said it was going to turn speckled. It was going to yujaja. It's going to turn different. That stone. Sure enough, they've depleted it now. It's not red no more. It's not a pipestone. It's yellow. It's white. It's sandstone now. You can't do nothing with it. It falls apart. That's the first sign right there. Then people want a pipe. They all want a pipe. They all want a chanupa. We have to have a chanupa, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. You don't need to do that. You don't need that. You don't need that. You are the chanupa. But again, we're conditioned to believe in it that way. You know, we're conditioned to think we have to have a pipe. No, you don't. You become the pipe. You are the pipe on this earth. Again, it's believing. Because these pipes that people have been through so... You know, we never put our pipe out in conflict. But I've been seeing videos lately of that chanupa, that sacred pipe being under arrest. Because the individuals held it and a person come and grabs that in anger. So why do you think our people are angry? Why do you think our people are fighting? Because that chanupa's in conflict. Because we're playing with that altar. Because we're playing with these things. That's what's happening. Relatives, we need to get our act together. Because we are definitely floundering. We're under excuses every day. Every day we make excuse for this and this and this and this. Boy, I'll guarantee you that the day happens when you go up and stand before that lady, there's going to be no excuse. No excuse whatsoever when you stand before grandma. And she tells you, I gave you your life. What did you do with it? How are you going to explain that? There'll be no excuse. We're ready to do something, they say. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? We're mixing. We're putting our chanupas in conflict. Putting our altars in conflict. In the center of the conflict. Well, I was praying. I was in a state of prayer. Really? In conflict? I don't recall ever hearing of a chanupa going in the Battle of Little Bighorn. Or any sacred item. Even the individual that seen the vision of those falling soldiers couldn't even be in battle. Think about that. Jiminy Crickets, people. Common sense. Why was it Sitting Bull stood aside? Why was it Sitting Bull was standing over here in a certain place, in a certain direction, in a certain manner? And he didn't accept anything back. He didn't want nothing back from that battle. But yet there was some that went out there and amongst themselves took things. And so we suffered. We paid for that over and over and over and over. Because the vision said, don't take nothing of the war of the... But when you think about it today, we are. We stand there with our pipes. We stand there with our sage, our sacred medicines, our sacred healing herbs. We stand there with our altars in the midst of our drums, our songs, in the middle of a conflict. And we yell. We yell craziness, obscenities, when the Creator gave us a voice. And from that voice comes some bad things out, some bad views, some bad words, hurtful words that you can't take back. Out of anger, out of bitterness. There's no excuse for us to be really angry when you think about it. Why are we angry? We've allowed ourselves to be in conflict. We've allowed ourselves to be conditioned. We've allowed ourselves to be dictated to. We've allowed ourselves to be all these things. So why are we angry when we've willed it? Let it be. Let it. And then we sit here and complain and complain and complain. Yeah, well, it's amazing how life works. It's amazing how life brings about things. The reality, Yes, people are good. Yes, people have good intentions. But do they believe in it? Are they willing to die? Would you will your spirit to die for what you believe in? And I mean everything. Well, first I got to get my kids, their houses, their cars. I got to get all that taken care of. You know, when people say that, it just makes me laugh. Because they're attached yet. They're not a hollow bone. And with that kind of thinking and that kind of way of life, they're never going to be a hollow bone. Because they like it. They adore it deep down. They live for that now. Can you change that? Can you change that kind of thinking? Can you change that kind of being? Can you change that kind of action? We're a long way off, relatives, from just being that. Hoo-hoo. From being that bone. But oh yeah, we're going to sit there and put all our sacredness around us and protect ourselves and be stingy with ourselves and get angry because somebody doesn't believe like I do. Somebody doesn't follow what I did. Or be jealous of that person. That's hard. But this is where we're at now. This is who we are now. This is how we are now. This is the way we are now. It's just ridiculous. We are so far removed from our originality of being who we are as a true, as they say, Tahoyate. We are not an Tahoyate. It's easy to throw down these words. Yeah, I'm Lakota, I'm this, and I can speak, I can do this. Yeah, but are you a truly from that nere? Are you truly from that spirit? No, you're not, because you don't live it and practice it. Well, I'm doing this and this. You justify it by doing this and this and this. Oh, my grandpa told me this and my grandma told me that, and I'm doing what they're doing. Maybe they told you those things too. They seen, just like Grandpa Fool's Crow did. They seen something coming. You see? They seen something coming to challenge us at the Sundance. But it wasn't just us at the Sundance. It was generational, what they saw. What those Sundancers saw and that grandpa saw. So he prepared us. He made us all stand around in the bari, inside the arena, inside, standing there. Still. Be still. Clean your mind. Don't be looking over here and over there. Stand straight. Stand tall. Stand. Look at that pole. Focus on that pole. And dance. Ohiapi oyateke. Dakawa. Lala. Ungitrapi ki dakawake. Yaka oyateke at the chappy. Happy. Nach na chappy. Techia dakawa. Ooh. He wake. Nechechel. Chanupaki lena yankapiki chekia. Yankapiki ash. Ia. Iapi. Daku ia iapi. He o any of we production. Ash. Lehantiki. Wexia lena. Wichocha. Lena wichocha. Otechike. Ukakipam. Lena wichocha ki ikcheshni. Ash. Wana lechel unkachapi. Chache. Bachake ota wiokchon yuhap ash. Lena washichuki. Lakota wiokchon yuhapshni. Lehantuki. Ununi umoni unkapi. Na hena heche tushni heche. Ogana. Wanke. Lala. Fulskro. Na unkoya. Yukha. Suyampi. Dako le shicha ukiki. Oyate ki ian se hetche yankakte na darknish. Darkni leche iglum yanktishni. You can't let dako shicha le yukte. Let dako shicha wana hiksto. Leche wana unhina shipa. Voce ke ikja ungaga piksto. Ne re ungitrapiki, nia ungitrapiki, ogana hetche, voce ki ungarapshni. Ikja leche voce ke, ikja washichu se wa ogana hetche voce ki ungarapi. Hena hetche tushni. Hena ungitrapshni. Wichocha. Leche woab leza hetche. Ehani. Voce ke apiki hetche. Iuha. Igluya pia. Igluya. Wanga choya. Dukteya najiki tako. Tako dukteto he. Giksuya hena. Dako chicha keki giksuya. Hetche oh henia. Nawahu. Dako. Chin dako mashi uksto. Shicha dako mashi u. Otechi kinkite. Jeez. I was a young girl when all these things were said and done. I seen things. I knew things then. And to see them today makes it hard for me to understand that we are not prepared. We are not ready. We are not going back to our spirit. Instead, we don't even call our spirit anymore. We don't even acknowledge our spirit anymore. We forget our spirit. We do it only in a physical level to satisfy our own selves, to satisfy our own urges and desires and what we want, not what the Spirit is telling us to do. So we're not going to get nowhere until we really sit down and owanjianka and be still. And don't be nihincha. Bring in your nihinchaness, bring in your nervousness and your guilt that you've done something wrong because you didn't forgive yourself. So you're nervous and you can't sit still with a grandma. You can't because you're nervous. You're nihincha. Your spirit is telling you, sit still, sit and listen and do. Take it within you when they talk to you like this. It's not like that anymore. Now mi dakepi wopila chichape you piake lechel. Ampete wan shana ha happy wan tro hetchon you happy nachtjik ash. Unkiepi. Huhushni hetchel unhina chipishni. Washicho gana hetche unhia. Ungapi na hetche dushni. Hena unkitropshni. Ash lehantuki. Hetche wiokcho you happy chache. O gana hetche ungomanipe. Wana. Hena washteshni bitakepe. Wiokchaya. Wiokchaya lena o chichake hena sowa na weksuya. Daku ota hena ashna leche makena weksuya. Lala fulskro dako eki. Lala king dako eki. Na konshi Agnes dako eki. Na lala wamblish hokshila. My grandfather. Lala Tatranka Wajila. Wanbu. I remember those things. I remember what they tell, not only me, but to my brothers and sisters, to my relatives, to my family. Shkatishni. Hechanuk de hantash, ichab ijuye, ichab najia. If you're going to play with these ways and not be serious and go that way, stand back and be away from it. Don't pick those ways up because you're going to play and you're going to bring heartache to all of us. It's not going to hit you that's doing it. It's going to hit all your tiwahe. Mitakepi, that's the teaching. Wangachuye. Uganan ni hichbankte, uganan ni schnashnakte, daka na yashnakte. Wiukja. Think. Wakantranka is in everything. Nach unksto na wableze hena you haksto. He's in everything. He hears and knows everything. That's why you want to be with Kotkoka. You choose to be with Kotkoka. Het hawachia ni traheche ugana ilale chache. Heya chi chache. You wanted that. You see? You wanted that, so that's the way it went. You walked on that road. You made that road for yourself, so that's how come you are who you are. Think about those things. Lena wiokcha. These are thoughts. These are words. Long time ago, they were strict. Yes, I agree. They were strict for a reason. Because it was about our life. It was about our safety. We just didn't do this and this and this a certain way. No. We valued that. We cherished that. We embodied that within every being of our spirit. When the elders would talk to me, sometimes they would talk to me mean. They would say it in a tone that was mean. And one time I got offended because I really admired this grandma. I admired her because of her toughness, but what she represented. And I emulated her in a sense. When I was little as I was, I emulated her. There were certain things I would do just like her, you know. And so one day she said something, but it was in a mean tone. I never seen her that way. So I took it personal because she said it to me. So I went home and storming around, and my grandma turned around and she said, "Hey, Dr. Kano, hey." She said, "What's going on? What's wrong? What'd you do? How come you're acting that way?" Because she said, "You keep acting that way, you're going to bring a storm." I really looked at her. She said, "Don't be doing that. Dokha, what's wrong?" So I sat down and I told her. She really sat there and listened to me. Did your grandma say it that way? Mm-hmm. That's how you took it. Mm-hmm. So you got mad because you took it that way. Mm-hmm. She's saying it that way so you will not be that way. That's why she said it in that manner. But you took it personally. I was like, What do you mean when you say it that way? She said, she probably seen something out there that's coming towards you, and that's why she said it in that manner. She chased it away from you, but you took it personal. And I was like, huh? Oh! Talk about somebody looking like a stupid fool was me. That's what they do. Oh. Oh, wow. She probably seen something on you that you picked up and she chased it away. You see, relatives, what we do? We miss an opportunity, and I missed a good one right there. Because I got selfish. I got selfish. It was about me. It's what I wanted. Because I had emulated her so much. I wanted to be just like her. Not realizing that I attached something to me. Allowed it to be attached to me, and she was chasing it away. How many of us done that? A lot of us have done that. So I tell you, I had to climb out of the pit. I had to really redeem myself. I had to really work hard. And when you do that, you have to really pick up something that you, how do you say, la kolya ogana hechel, Tahoyate Wiyaŋgapi Win. Ogana dako maji hechel solyashnik ash. Tahoyate he ogana he Wiyaŋgapi ash. Hechanushni. Iachushni. In other words, your will wanted to do something, will to you something from your spirit, and you didn't pick it up. And so when you go through those kinds of life, that's a life energy lesson. Well, we took it personal. I took it personal. And I put a burden on my own self because I did that. And so I had to unburden myself, basically. And so I had to take up something that was really, really hard in my spirit that I wanted to know and wanted to learn. My grandma said, you better hurry and do it. She said, because otherwise it's going to affect you. And it's going to go to whatever your teachla, whatever you love. And I loved my horses, relatives. Those were mine. She said, you better take care of that right away because you got shunka kankihen. One of them's going to be sick of your horses. So I had to sacrifice something. That's what it was. Again, you go back to that, are you willing to die? In other words, are you willing to let go of everything to die? To change something that's coming to you. I had to think about that, and I went out for a long walk. I went out. And when those things happen, when you encounter those things for 4 days, you can't take a life. For 4 days, I couldn't go hunting. For 4 days, I couldn't. I took all my traps down. For 4 days, I put them away. I didn't go fishing. I didn't go hunting with my uncles. Stayed home. Stayed close to home, and I prayed. I couldn't even touch food. I couldn't make food. I couldn't do nothing. They said, because they say you're not in your right mind. They're not together, they're fighting. Your spirit and your will are fighting. 4 days, you have to come together. So my grandma cleaned all my stuff and my bedding. Every day she'd get up, she'd change my bedding. Because the sweat, the dreams, the visions, or whatever I was going through at that time goes into that bedding. So she'd go and wash it. She'd put it out. She'd change it. She changed where I slept. She'd change that. No one. They brought me just soup and bread. They didn't bring me no meats. Things that I liked, I couldn't have it. I had to go without. So they bring me soup. till I got over it, I took care of it inside myself that was fighting my anger, my personalized anger that I took personally that wasn't mine, but that was something I put on me, or they allowed to be put on me, that wasn't mine. And so finally I had to, everybody saw it on me. Nachtiyonkahe, is it still there? Huh, they all say. And they wouldn't even look at me, they'd go by. They'd be doing things. I was not allowed to do anything. I went up to the cemetery. Finally I went out. Way out. Out to my grandma, great-great-grandma's house. Way out there. Her homestead, her place. Her original camp. And I went out there and I stayed out there 2 days. 2 nights. I didn't eat. Here, a coyote puppy came and seen me. Just talking to me. And he left. I seen this round stone, perfectly round, sitting in front where I was sitting and looking around and really taking notice of things around me. Just really intensely, like even the grass, blade of grass, even the weeds, even seen a zuzecha snake go by and didn't even pay attention to me. I didn't have no thinking, nothing, just sitting and being in that moment, in that energy, in that. It was like all the animals knew, all life forces knew, and they stayed away from me. Little ant came towards me, and even him, he stopped and he stood and he looked at me and he turned around and sure took off the other way. I was like, whoa. Okay, not bad. All right, got it. Message delivered. Let it go. Well, let it go. I let it go. I felt the energies. I allowed the energies to all come in and heal me. Sitting out there. Pretty soon. I didn't even know the days, how long I was out there. And pretty soon my little friend, she came. She came to me and she said, "What are you doing out here?" I said, "I was sitting there, watching you," she said. I said, "I got to get over something really deep." "Okay. You'll be okay now," she said. I said, "Is it on me still?" "No, you're good. It's all good. You're back to yourself. Your spirit's high." "Okay." She said, "Come on." She said, "Grandma's cooked up. Let's go eat." She took my hand and I could feel her warmth, her heat, her energy. I was like, that was the first indication I was okay. I was all right because I felt that heat go through me. And we started laughing. She said, "Oh, don't forget your rock." I took my rock and we went to the grandma's, and right away the grandma, she said, "Oh, you were taking care of stuff, huh?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, that's good. Every now and then we need to do that. We encounter something and we don't know it because we don't take the time to check ourselves." It's like, yeah, I didn't think I was in that way, but when that happened, I took on someone else's stuff that wasn't mine, and I should have never done that. That's not mine. But I was ready to die. I was willing it. I willed to die out there if that's what it took. And that's when I seen every living energy come around me. It was different. I was sitting there eating with them, and we were laughing, and this grandma was joking around. Times she was we were laughing. Here my uncle pulled up, and my uncle rode in on his horse, and here he brought my horse. He said, I was told to bring this to you. He said, here's your horse, he said. He said, you're ready. So I was like, yeah, been ready. Now I understood. Because I seen the energies. And I respected them. And I heard them talk to me. I heard them tell me. And I knew what I needed to do. I knew what I had to do to recover, to be able to be back to myself. Otherwise, I'd be lost. But these are things that I've learned in my life. I've learned to be able to do these things. But it's interesting where we're at today. We're still fighting. But all in all, we're still here. Nachtje unipi. Nachtje letje unkumpi. Nachtje woksape. La kolja ogana hetche. Woksape nachtje unuapi. Hetche logana unlakotap. Ash le hamtuke. Wakanja le chala charapi hantash. Hena giksyapshni. Ikja hetche umpi. Hena hetche tushni. Ja, he ha, e pink de cha hetche duksto. Hetche du mi dak jepi.